session we will study about the Arrhenius equations, derivation of the Arrhenius equations, what is the signification of the activation energy, and what are the characteristics of the Arrhenius equation. So these are the some of the things we will study. Arrhenius equation, Arrhenius has given this mathematical equation, that is a k rate constant is equal to a into e to the power minus ea by rt, that we have seen it, and this k rate constant is the Arrhenius constant or frequency factor or pre-exponential factor, and ea is called as the activation energy. So if you take the ratio of k by a, so this is become your e to the power minus ea by rt. This is called as the Boltzmann factor, which means the fraction of molecules which are ready to give the product ready to cross the potential energy barrier. So this is the effective number of molecules which have sufficient energy to give the product. So this is that is called Boltzmann factors. How we can derive the Arrhenius equation? So let's take one irreversible reaction. This is the reversible reaction. A plus b is converted into C and D, and this Kf and Kb are the respective constant. So we can take the ratio of this 2K by Kb, so we will get Kc, and as per the law of chemical equilibrium, so we will get the concentration of the product of the C and D divided by C and D, A and C and D divided by A and B. So if you apply the Van 't Hoff equation, this we do not need to study. So just Van 't Hoff of given equation, that is a derivative of natural log Kc by dt is equal to delta E upon RT square, where E is the enthalpy of the reaction. So if you write, we can write Kc in terms of K by Kb. Let us take K by Kb is 1 and 2. So delta natural log K1 by K2 is equal to dt, and this is the dE by RT square. So if you you can divide this into this form also, and natural logarithm K1 by dt minus natural logarithm K2 by dt mathematically. And Van 't Hoff, he proposed that the above equation, this equation, it can split into two equations. So like this, by integrating you can see differentiating. So we can write this equation, not differentiate, you can split like this one. So d natural log K1 by dt is equal to E1 by RT square plus I, and this is I, this one. Now if you take delta E is equal to E1 minus E2. So if you differentiate this equation, E1 minus E2, so it becomes your I is constant. Then experimentally it was observed that this I is independent of temperature, and this equation 3, so this equation 3 and 4, this becomes like this and this separately. Now if you integrate these two equations, on integrating you will get the equation separately, that is this will give you natural log K1 equal to this will, and this is E1 by RT plus constant A, and similarly this will give you natural log K2 equal to minus E2 by RT square plus constant A. So this can utilize K1 A to the power A into E to the power minus E1 by RT, and this will give you K2 equal to K2 rate constant equal to A into E to the power minus E2 by RT. So if you compare these two equations, so we can integrate in one form, that this form. So this form is called the integrated form of the Arrhenius equation. So Arrhenius did like this one. So Arrhenius did experimentally, but Van 't Hoff given has theoretically. So this is the difference between the Arrhenius and the Van 't Hoff equations. Where A is the pre-exponential factor or frequency factor, so because it gives the frequency of the binary collision of the reactive molecules per second per liter. So A is the actually frequency, so it can be effective or non-effective, both is possible. EA and A are the characteristic parameter of the reaction. So these two values are the independent temperature, they don't depend on temperature. So this you have to keep in mind. Maximum questions are asked from here. Now what is the significance of this EA? EA is activation energy, so we can see here. So this is the reactant is converted into product, so X is the activated complex. So if reactant is given this much amount of energy, so this will convert into such a state which can go back also, which can go forward also, both can be possible. Okay, and energy of this activated complex is from this to this. The whole is the energy of the activated complex. This is the energy of the reactant, this is the energy of the product, and difference of these two energies is your delta H. So keep in mind, and this is the energy of the activation energy, the forward, and this is for backward. So these are the very important things. What is the significance? According to collision theory, products are formed only when reactant molecules come closer. That is, before reaction occurs, molecule must be activated. How they will activated? They possess energy in excess of a certain amount. these activated molecules will then collide and lead the reaction at the same time. So they will collide, and the collision between the molecules which are not activated, there will have no use and no reaction will take place. So for reactions, collision between the molecules is very, very important. So that is, during the collision, atomic rearrangement takes place which lead to the formation of products. Atomic rearrangement, it involves breaking and formation of bonds. Okay, and atomic rearrangement can take place only when it can take place when the colliding molecules, they have energy equal to or greater than the minimum energy required for rearrangement. If molecule do not possess, atomic rearrangement will not take place and no product will be formed. So this is the basically significance. It follows from the concept of activation that reactants are not directly converted into products. The molecules first acquire energy to form the activated complex, and then this activated complex decomposes into product at a definite rate. And this reactant first converted to activated complex, and this activated complex can go forward, can go backward. This is such a state. So now this can convert to product. So in other words, you can say activation energy is the what? It is the energy barrier between the reactant and product, and if the reactant molecules can cross this much amount of energy barrier, then they will be converted into product. So you can see this is a reactant and product. So this is the amount of energy barrier. So if you will give more, if the reactant will get more than this energy, then what will this will convert into product. So to understand readily, you can see the energy diagram, that is energy of reactant versus reactant coordinate. So already we have seen it, this diagram very well. So if you give more energy than this one, that this activated complex convert into product, and difference of energy between R and P will give you delta H. If the energy will be negative, delta H will be negative, so this is exothermic. If delta H is positive, this is endothermic. Characteristics of the Arrhenius equation. So this is the Arrhenius equation. Let us see some of the characteristics, important characteristics. So if you make A constant, then rate constant is proportional to e to the power minus EA by RT. So now here we can see, if EA is large, activation energy is high. If this is high value, then what will happen? K will be the small, because this is negative. So negative when we high means it becomes lower. So K becomes smaller. How it becomes smaller? So what will happen? If the rate will be smaller, then what will happen? Rate will decrease. So definitely a high activation energy, rate will be decreased. If low activation energy, rate will be larger, and rate will be rate of reaction will be increased. So we can see from this diagram. So rate is decreasing, so EA is larger. If rate is increasing, EA is smaller. So this is the one property. Now second is rate constant is inversely proportional to E to the power minus 1 by T. So here if the temperature increases, so definitely what will happen? K will also increase. So what will happen? The rate will be increases, and reversely vice versa. You can see if temperature decreases, then rate constant decreases. Decrease means what will happen? And in this case, you can take E activation energy is constant, because activation energy is not depending upon the temperature. So you can see the graph. So this graph came in the JEE syllabus. So K versus T graph. So this is exponential. This graph is exponential. It is increasing. Now what will happen if you make T is maximum, means infinite means maximum value. So maximum value, so this whole power becomes your what? This T is so much large that it becomes your 0. So e to the power of 0 will be 1. Then in that case, the K will becomes A, means rate constant becomes maximum, and this is independent of temperature. So what is the meaning of maximum? Maximum means every molecules will convert into product. Every reactant molecule will convert into product, which is very, very impossible. If you take the lower temperature, the increase in temperature causes more change in the value of K than that of the higher temperature. Means lower temperature, the value of change will K will be more higher than that of higher temperature. So for this, you can see from this equation, K2 by K1. So if you decrease the temperature, definitely what will happen? The ratio of K2 by K1 will be higher. If you increase that this T1 by T2, by 10 degree centigrade or 20 degree centigrade, so definitely the ratio K higher by lower value will decrease. So if you say that rate constant K of 200 by K 180 will have more value than the K 300 by 280 and K 400 by 380. So this is the example. is also one of the important characteristic of the Arrhenius equation. Now if activation energies become 0, so if becomes 0, then again what will happen? Definitely like this one. So if activation energy is 0, then K is again equal to A. So in that case, rate constant is nothing but it is equal to collision frequency. So what does this mean? This means that energy collisions results into a chemical reaction which practically cannot be true. So hence activation energies cannot be 0, and in that case we know that K is independent of temperature. Can be. So we can see this diagram. So if E alpha is becomes 0, then this is the free radical combination like this one. This is happening when free radical combination is possible, but it is only half reaction. If E is negative, suppose E is negative, so let us take, suppose E is negative, then definitely what will happen? We can write Ka is equal to A into e to the power x. So what is Ex? So Ex is x is nothing but Ea by RT, and here value of x is very less than 1. Then we can expand this Ex. So Ex is 1 plus x square by 2 factorial plus x cube by 3 factorial plus dash dash dash. So if you neglect the higher power of x, so we can write this whole value as 1 plus x, but this value is very smaller. Now K is equal to, from Arrhenius equation, A into e to the power minus Ea by RT. So we can write 1 plus x. So this is the whole value is 1 plus x. So we can write K equal to A into 1 plus Ea by RT. So in this case what happens? The rate constant is higher than the collision frequency because K is more greater than A. So we can write K, you can see here K is again more greater than this whole value, because this whole value is one part. So if you add A and A into Ea by RT, definitely K value increases at temperature T. So K is very bigger than A, and which is impossible because rate constant is higher than the collision frequency, which is not possible. So E activation of energy cannot be negative at all. So E activation energy is always, whatever it is, always positive, and rate constant is always increases with temperature, so that rate of elementary reaction always increases with temperature, whether the reaction is exothermic or endothermic. One more characteristics, Arrhenius equation is valid for all order. It is valid for all order except the zero order. So for zero order is not valid reaction. Why? Because it is based on the concept of collision of the reacting species, and for collisions are needed concentration. And zero order, there is in zero order reaction it does not depend on the concentration. That's why it is not valid for the zero order, but it is valid for the all order. Fraction of total reactant molecules having energy equal to or greater than activation energy can be calculated using Arrhenius equation. So we can calculate also. So Ka, this is the ratio of Ka by A, this is the Boltzmann factor. So if you multiply this whole value by log with base E, so natural log K by A, natural log K, or Ea by RT. So if you take the antilog, so K equals to antilog of minus Ea by 2.303 RT. So this we can calculate. Now frequency factor in activation energy can be determined by two methods. One is the graphical method and second is the comparative method. So we can see this method one by one. Sorry. So graphical methods. So again take this, convert into this Arrhenius equation by multiplying natural log. So this is natural log K equal to natural log K A minus E upon RT. So if you see carefully, so this whole is the Y and this is the C, and this is the this whole factor is E upon 2.303 into R. This is nothing but the M. Next, so Mx. So this is the equation of a straight line, y equal to mx plus c, with having negative slope. So if you plot the graph, that is the natural log k versus 1 by t, so we'll get the straight line. So you can see this graph is natural log of k versus 1 by t. So we'll getting this straight line with negative slope. So this is the theta. So tan theta, that is slope, is minus e upon 2.303 rt. So sometimes problems are given from here. So what is the theta value? If you calculate this value, so we'll get the slope value. And this is the intercept. So intercept is natural log, so log of a. This whole value is the intercept, this is the theta. Second method is comparison method. So here E and A are Arrhenius parameter of a given reaction, so they do not depend upon a temperature for a given reaction. So we can write natural log of k equal to minus Ca by RT plus natural log of A. So if you are differentiating with respect to temperature, d natural log k by dt equal to Ea by RT. So we will get, so if you are integrating in limit k2 by k1, so in differentiating you will get this much. So if you integrate natural log k by dt and So you will get the TA by RT. So your limit is K1 by K2 upper limit. This is the lower limit, upper limit, and K by RT. This will be by minus 1 by T. Say lower limit, upper limit. So we can write this as a natural log of K, K1, K2, and EA by RT, EA by R, and this will be your writing here. So higher limit by upper limit minus lower limit. So minus 1 by T. This will be your minus minus plus. So finally you will get EA by R equal to 1 by T1 minus 1 by T2. So natural log K2 by K1 equal to EA by R. EA by R into T2 minus T1 divided by T1 into T2. So this is the reaction. This is the equation of the RNAs. Now Kc of a reaction is the K by Kv. So we can write K2 upon K1 is equal to delta H upon 2.303 R. So EA is nothing but the delta H and 1 by T1 minus 1 by T2. So what is delta H? Is nothing but the heat of reaction, and K1 and K2 are the equilibrium constant of the temperature T1 and T2 respectively. So delta H is what? EF minus activation energy of forward reaction minus activation energy of backward reaction. You can see here activation forward, activation backward. So if delta H is 0, then what happens? This whole both value will be equal. If delta H is positive, then activation energy of forward reaction will be greater than the backward reaction. If delta H is negative, then the activation energy of the forward will be lesser than the backward. As you can see from this graph. So the reactant products, this is the threshold energy or activated complex. So this graph is 80 joule, and this graph is backward reaction is activation is backward reaction is 23 kilojoule. So delta H will be 80 minus 23. This is coming 53, 57 kilojoules. This is positive. So positive means this reaction is your endothermic. So for exothermic, EV should be greater than EF. Means this graph should be go this side. If it is product is going this side, then this reaction will be your exothermic reaction. Calculation of number of reactant molecules crossing over the energy barrier. So we will see this thing. So highest point of the energy flow diagram shows threshold energy and number of molecules which crosses this energy barrier decides the rate of reaction. So percentage of crossing the percent of molecules which cross the barrier is nothing but the 100 into e to the power minus E upon RT. And delta H is the heat of reaction, that is nothing but the EAF minus EAB. So this is our numericals, one numerical. So let us see numerical at 52 degrees centigrade. Activation energy of the backward reaction is this much, 2 into 10 power minus 2 kilocalorie, whereas delta H is at same temperature. So same temperature that is equal to 0.12 kilocalorie. Calculate the frequency percentage of reactant molecules which cross over the energy barrier. So delta H is this much and EAV is this much. So we can see we can write temperature nothing but 273 plus 50, that is 325 Kelvin, and delta H is how much? That is EAF minus EAB. So this is given 0.01.12, and this value EAF minus activation energy of